You need to understand what self-care is and what self-care is not. Some habits that you do and some behaviors that you have may be good to you, but are they really self-care? So welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about building a self-care routine that you can follow and sustain. So I do have my notes here as usual, but before I get into it, we need to do a little housekeeping. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and make sure your post notifications are turned on so that you don't miss any videos that I put out. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video and give it a big thumbs up. When you like my videos, YouTube suggests it to other people, and that's a way you can help me grow. So make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. So today we are going to talk about how to start a self-care routine that you can follow and sustain. But before you create a routine, you need to understand what self-care is and what self-care is not. Some habits that you do and some behaviors that you have may be good to you, but are they really self-care? You need to ask yourself such a question. If you lounge all afternoon and watch Netflix, yes, it feels like it's a good thing and it feels like it should be in your self-care routine, but is it really taking care of you? Once in a while, yes, but if that's what you do daily, obviously that's not self-care for you. And you also need to understand that what is self-care to me might not be self-care to you, and that's why it's very important to personalize your self-care routine and your self-care goals to make sure you're feeding your soul, your mind, your body the things that are specific to you and the things that take care of you specifically. When it comes to self-care, it's not a one shoe fits all. You have to curate a self-care routine that is only suitable for you and you only. So I've come up with 5 steps that you can follow to create a self-care routine that works for you. These steps should help you curate a self-care routine that you can follow and sustain. But if you will still be struggling to curate one that works for you, feel free to reach out to me and we can go over your routine and your lifestyle and your schedules to create one that works for you and benefits you the most. So I'll leave my email down below, my Instagram account link, you can go and DM me, or my WhatsApp number that you can reach out to, and I can help you curate that, of course at a fee, but we can discuss that once you reach out. I do have the steps that I have curated. There are 5 steps, very easy to follow, and this should help you come up with a routine that you can sustain. The first step, you need to ask yourself what makes you grounded and what helps you feel centered. This is the first step to coming up with a routine that you're able to follow and that is going to serve you. It's important to note that what centers you is not what centers me. So as I mentioned, self-care is very personal, so you should not go looking for inspiration from what I do as self-care. You should sit down with yourself and write all the things that make you happy. Write down all the things that ground you. Write down the things that center you. Is it spending time with family? Is it writing a gratitude list? Is it calling your mom? Is it making yourself some food? Is it reading a book at the end of the day? Sit down and write down the things that make you happy and the things that feed your soul. That way you're starting from a point of understanding what self-care looks like for you. The next step that you need to follow to create a routine that you can sustain is to ask yourself how you can incorporate these things in your current lifestyle or in your current routine. From the first step, let's say you've come up with one of the things that you want to incorporate in your routine as reading more books or journaling. Let's go with those two. You want to read more books and you want to journal in the morning or in the evening, whatever that looks like for you, and you honestly don't know where to start. You have to first look at your routine and how your lifestyle is set up to be able to bring in these self-care activities into your routine so that you're able to sustain them. You cannot just add them randomly and say I'll read at night, tomorrow I'll read in the morning, or I'll journal whatever time I feel like. It needs to be a specific time that you set aside for these self-care activities that you're incorporating in your routine. Let's say you want to journal. What is your most convenient time for you to journal? Is it in the morning before you leave for work? Is it in the morning when you just wake up and you haven't gotten out of bed? Or is it at night at the end of the day when you want to review your day? What's your most convenient time? Find that and fix it somewhere. Let's say you want to make yourself healthy meals. Does this look like meal prepping and meal planning over the weekend, or does it look like saving yourself an hour every day to make yourself healthy, delicious dinner? Sit down and write how that looks like for you so that you're able to incorporate these activities you want to bring into your lifestyle. That way you're able to sustain them and do them seamlessly. Once you've figured out how to incorporate these activities that you're bringing into your routines, then you need to set goals for them. That way you're accountable to yourself. So let's say you want to journal every day. That's one of the activities you've set out, and you've said, I am going to be journaling every morning before I get out of bed. You need to set a goal around that so you're able to keep it up and sustain it. How do you do this? You can say, I will be journaling 5 times a day at this specific time before I leave my bed, or in the evening when I come back from work, and I want to do it 5 times a week. Now, with setting goals, you have to make them realistic. Obviously, you have to make them realistic so that you're able to keep them going and you can stay consistent and build a habit around this self-care activity that you're trying to incorporate. You cannot do anything to completion, and you cannot succeed in anything if you don't have a goal for it. If it looks like having a pamper routine on Sunday or making yourself delicious meals at the end of the day, you have to have a goal towards that. Does that look like making sure your fridge is stocked up all the time so that when you want to cook every day, you have all the ingredients you need to cook? Does that look like putting your journal next to your bed so that when you wake up in the morning, it's easy to just get the journal and start writing? You have to look at all these small things so that you're able to curate a routine that not only works for you, but one that you can be able to sustain and stay consistent in. The next step, after you're able to incorporate your self-care activities into your routines and you have goals set, and now you're ready to start building this routine and staying consistent, what else do you need to do? You need to find support and accountability. You can be accountable to yourself by journaling, by writing down, by making yourself promises, and by having rewards for yourself once you keep these promises. The reward system works very well. If you say, let's say for example, you say, I'm going to be journaling 5 times a week. For every week I journal 5 times, I am going to get myself a little gift, and then you write down whatever gift that looks like, or I am going to buy myself something, or I am going to watch something that I have been putting off. Having a reward to something that you're working on is motivation for you to keep doing it, and that way you're able to build consistency. That's a way of staying accountable to yourself, but sometimes you need extra support and you need people to clap for you, to push you, to help you through this journey. Let's say you want to start taking your exercise seriously and you want to stay healthy and stay fit and stay active. Finding support can look like getting a personal trainer. It can look like signing up at a gym that has classes every day. It can look like having a fitness coach. It can look like having a friend that you can go to the gym with. Another way of finding support from other people is finding people that are engaging in the same self-care activities that you're building. Let's say you've said that you're going to be hiking once a month. How do you keep up with that, and how do you find support in that? By joining a hiking group. You can join a hiking group that will be sending you updates, that will be motivating you to go, that will be inspiring you for the next hike, and that will be pumping you up for the next hike. That's just one of the things. Let's say you want to start cooking healthy meals at home for yourself. Where do you find the support? Follow people that are making food like you. Follow people that are talking about healthy lifestyles. That's one way of finding support in other people so that you're able to stay accountable and you're able to sustain this self-care activity that you've included in your routine. And the last step to curating a nice self-care routine that you can sustain is to adjust and tweak as you go. It might not work the first time. You might need to go back to the drawing board and figure out why you like this and not this, and what you can add and what you can remove. That's totally normal. Sometimes we think this is exactly what we want, and then after doing it for a few days or a few months, you realize no, that doesn't feed my soul, that doesn't make me happy. So you can go back and change, you can go back and adjust your self-care goals, you can go and set new ones, you can add more, you can remove some from your list. It's just a matter of trying to find what works for you and what is easy for you to sustain. As with all goals, you have to make sure they are realistic and you're not adding too many things at the same time. So be kind to yourself when you're curating a self-care routine. Take your time, add one thing at a time, and remove the ones that are not serving you. That way you're able to keep it consistent and sustainable. Building a self-care routine can be a challenge, and that I acknowledge. It's not an easy thing to do, especially if you're used to just going through life as it comes. But it's very important that you build a routine that grounds you, that centers you, that helps you feel happy, that helps you feel good about yourself, that supports your goals, that helps you live a happy, fulfilled life. It's very important, and this is why I am emphasizing on people having self-care routines. Again, if you're struggling, please don't struggle alone. Reach out, we can sit down and curate a nice routine for yourself, and we can be able to go over what's working and what's not working. Now, when you're building your routine, you might come across some blocks that are stopping you from building that. Some might be deeper and might need professional help. Let's say you're in a toxic work environment, you're in an abusive marriage or relationship, or you're going through some trauma of some sort. I highly suggest you seek help from a licensed therapist. Talk through those blocks, talk through your limiting beliefs, talk through your imposter syndrome, talk through all those things that are stopping you from caring for yourself and that are sabotaging the life that you want to build. It's very important that you seek help, because we don't know everything ourselves. We need help sometimes, and therapists are equipped to help you through such things. So if you find that you have deep-rooted reasons as to why you can't take care of yourself and as to why you can't build a routine that you're able to keep up, or you keep starting one and dropping off, you keep starting another one and you can't keep these things up, I highly suggest you get help from a therapist. They are equipped to deal with deeper issues. They are equipped to deal with behavior change, habit change, childhood issues, trauma, all these issues that we go through in life. And you need to start from a point of accepting that you need help with this so that you're able to show up for yourself better and take care of yourself. So what are the kinds of self-care routines you can build? There are different types of routines. It depends on your goals, really, as you're going through your self-improvement journey. I would say the basic one is having a morning routine and having an evening routine. You need to start your mornings with some sort of structure. You need to know, okay, once I wake up, what am I doing? I'll give an example of my current morning routine, but I will do a comprehensive video to show you how it's set up currently. I'm still adding more things to it. As I mentioned, when you're curating a routine, you just add things slowly and gradually. You don't just get everything and start doing everything. You will be overwhelmed and just drop everything, and that's one of the reasons why you're not able to keep up with a routine. So my morning routine currently is set up. I wake up, I don't even have a waking up time because I have been struggling with sleep the last few months, but I am being kind to myself now, and I am trying to see how I can change my evening routine so that I'm able to sleep early. So this is how my morning routine is set up. I wake up, I put on a podcast. I realized I have racing thoughts immediately I wake up, and I just become overwhelmed, and I want to do everything, and I want to think about my work, my content, my mother, my sister, my house. I am just thinking about too many things at the same time. I put on a podcast to act as a distraction, but also to help me calm down. So I go on my Spotify and find a podcast that I feel like will teach me something or that can help me, relax, and I listen to that. Sometimes it's music, but nowadays I'm listening to podcasts that are helping me in some way and that I can pick some lessons from. One of my favorite podcaster is Mel Robbins. I love Mel Robbins' approach. She doesn't show up as this perfect person that knows everything. She's there to learn, and she shares the journey and shares her podcasts nicely. I'm going to do a self-care resources video soon so that you can have all these resources to go and check out yourself. But yeah, I listen to some podcasts. I usually just clean up my space in the morning. I'll tidy up the kitchen, do the dishes if there are any, tidy up the living room, make my bed, open the windows, drink water, and then after that I get ready. So hop into the shower, brush my teeth, do my skincare, do my body care, dress up, and then make myself breakfast. This spreads for over an hour, and I am loving how it's making me slow down intentionally. I can't just hop onto my laptop and start working. It sort of gets me slowly, wakes me up slowly, and helps me get into the mood slowly. So after getting ready, I make myself breakfast, then sit down. As I eat my breakfast, I journal. That has become daily practice. I journal, then I pull out my planner, plan my day, and now I can start working. That's how my morning routine is set up now. I'm going to do a video so that you can see exactly how I do all those things in the morning. My evening routine right now is all over the place. It's the next thing I am trying to work through. I need to fix my sleep, and one of the things that I have read or that I have learned is that I need to be active towards the end of the day. So that means going for a walk, working out in the evening, so that I am able to calm down and rest and tire my body. Then I can sleep early and be able to wake up early. So my evening routine right now is dinner and chilling, but I do write a gratitude list before bed, and I read my book before bed as well. So I have a few things that I have been doing consistently, but I want to cement it and make it something that I can follow through. So far I've been able to keep up with writing the gratitude list and reading my book before bed, but I need to add more things in there so that I am able to sustain it. I'll definitely show you guys once I'm able to build it, and as I build it, so that you guys can see that it's a journey. Building a routine is a journey. Another type of self-care routine that you can have is having self-care days. I did a vlog last week. I think the last vlog I shared, if I am not wrong, was my self-care Sunday routine. I have a self-care day where I just do stuff that make me happy. I just pour into myself and make sure I am feeling my best, and you know, just ground myself. And that's like a full day just for me. I've been able to keep it up. It's easy for me to do it because I live alone and I have more control over my time. This might not be the case for moms, especially on Sunday, because I understand you guys don't have help sometimes on Sunday. But you can have a self-care day. It doesn't even have to be a day. It can be a self-care afternoon, it can be a self-care morning, where you just spend time with yourself and do things that feed you joy. And this is why I keep saying it has to be personalized. It can't look the same for anyone. No two people can have the same routine. Even people that live together, their routines will definitely be different because we have different interests and different goals. I hope this video helps you curate a nice self-care routine for yourself. And as I mentioned, if you're struggling, feel free to reach out to me. If you feel like you have deep-rooted issues that need professional help, look for a therapist. Go and talk to someone professional, and they can guide you through overcoming those blocks that are preventing you from taking care of yourself. Let me know down below what you learned from this video. Let me know your routines. Let's talk about how we've set up our self-care routines. What is that one activity that you do every day to take care of yourself? How do you feel after doing that? How do you feel after accomplishing your whole morning routine or your evening routine? Leave us tips down below. Tell us what has worked for you in your routine and what did not, and what you struggled with when you were setting up one. I am sure all of us can learn something from it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.